Shot by Rose. Scores! It was tipped out front, it looks like by Hayden Rivette. And the Wranglers are up one. It's in the crease. She scores! David Duggan! 5 minutes even. And your captain. Welcome everyone to the live broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers as we enter the last minute of the warm-up period. Kind of a different look tonight. We had to move our rinks today. Unfortunately, our main rink wasn't available, so the Kingston Wranglers have moved over to their practice facility, and we're using their practice ice tonight. Important game tonight for the Wranglers as they are just a couple points back of New York. And New York Dynamo here in town as the referees hit the ice for this important playdown. With me always on the broadcast is Randy Steady Hand, cameraman. And of course, my name is Bill Newman, voice of the Kingston Wranglers. Randy Steady Hand, two-hand cameraman tonight. We had to do some fang dangling tonight behind the scenes. And again, welcome everyone to the broadcast. We will be back just after the national anthem. Hope everything's coming in loud and clear back home. And we will see you just on the other side of the national anthem. As we're about to get underway here, starting in goal tonight for your Kingston Wranglers, Austin Neal. He's sporting right now a .887 save percent tonight. And in the other end for New York, Blaine, last name. Didn't see him. Face-off now underway. Face-off won by Lance Brown. And shot in by New York as they work it around the outside now. That's Rose. Goes on the far side. They try to flick this one out. Now they do. Now foot race. Here's Hayden Rivette. Work on the outside. Long shot. Blaine's going to grapple that one up at 19:44 of the first period. Hayden Rivette again worked on get some shots in on net, working with Coach Majors. Face-off now right here in front of us. This is Lance Brown. Lance Brown tried to push this one through. Hess wins that one. Grimbleby steps up and keeps that in. Emmett Guest now works it out. Lance Brown has it. Over to Hayden Rivette. Long shot again. Blaine kicks it off to the right-hand side. That was Brown hitting his man in the corner. Long shot. Now that's going to negate the icing. Now a foot race. Rose now pushes his man, and he's leveled behind the corner as that was Austin Rose getting hit. They now carry this one out. Now Grimbleby dumps this one in. Now a foot race. David Duggan now almost hits his man. Grimbleby bumped off. Now Turner's going to carry this up. In comes New York on the far side. One touch pass around. Austin Neal's going to grab that one and hang on to that at 19:06 of the first period. Kingston right now has a bit of a run here at home in their baby blues. As New York controls deep in the zone. 1 minute gone in the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on the broadcast on Black Bear. That was Steven Sabre now into the corner. Now a foot race down. That's Matthew Sauvé. Tries to battle his man into the corner. New York has to back up and regroup. Steven Sabre now turns that over on the half board. Tried to work this one out. He can't. Sauvé tries to help. No call on that one. Knocked down, now controlled in. David dug it over to Steven Sabre. He's going to backhand. Nice one. Blaine's going to hang on to that one at 18:27 of the first period. Busy month here for the Kingston Wranglers. A lot of the players took part of the J18 showcase that was here. As Ryan Miracle steps in on the draw. He's out there with Gavin Garley. And on the far side, that's Wood. Drysdale now shoots that one in. New York gathers, grabs this one. Puck gets shot out around Ty Wood and controlled in the middle. Now backed up, this is Rubador. He's going to move this one all the way up. Long shot in, blockered away by Blaine on the half board. Garley comes in to help him and is kept out. Pass across again to Ty Wood. Almost the same identical shot. Placed almost in the same spot by Blaine on the half board. Almost a case of deja vu as Blaine has trouble holding that one behind the net. New York's trying to gather and carry this one out, and they finally do. New York's going to long dump this one in now to the left-hand side of Austin Neal. He lost control of that one and just almost went underneath him. Now shot down and controlled. This is Jackson Payne now chases the play around, goes in deep. Aiden Sager now chases his man behind the net. They're going to carry this one up. This is McMahon. Gathers the line, dumps it in. Avoids the check from Payne. Goes around into the corner. Rose now battles his man on the half board, knocks him down as the Wranglers try to work this one out. They finally get this one out. New York tried to go from D to D off the foot of the referee and shot back down. Hard slapped in. As Emmett Guest got a stick on that one and went right in and just missed the head coach from New York, Tristan. Face off in the neutral zone now, just in front of the New York bench. Lance Brown steps in on the draw. Face-off won by New York. They try to long dump this one out. Hayden Rivette finishes his check here behind the play. As New York carries it in on the outside, into the slot there, but controlled by the Wranglers. Here they come, too wide. Hayden Rivette just missed that one.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Baja Craft Kitchen, inspired by the collective culinary journey of its founders. With a passion for fresh flavors, we offer thoughtfully crafted cuisine and creative cocktails.
Face-off won and controlled by the Wranglers. Emmett Guest now tries to work this one hard. Slap in off the foot of the New York player into the half board.
This Kingston Wranglers.
As they control now New York in behind the net now. Hayden Rivette finishes his check in the corner as Guest tries to step around his man. Can't quite get out. Now New York's going to carry this one out off the foot. Almost through the feet of Blake Wood. And now Rivette's going to carry this one in. Had to touch back up as it was offside. Blake Wood and Rivette tangle up a little bit just outside the line. Long shot in. Blaine's going to control this one. We don't know much about the New York team. First time seeing them. As the Wranglers are going to back up and control. 4.5 minutes gone in the first period. This is Steven Saber now. Tries to work his way through, knocked down by your captain, David Duggan. Saber now goes the half board. Puts a stick on Duffy. Kept the outside. Neal shuts the door on that one. And now New York controls on the half board. Turnover by the Wranglers. They now carry this one out. Now a foot race on the half board. New York's going to regroup and gather. Go across the middle. They're going to negate the icing on this one. Now a foot race. This is Dershire, goes in behind the net. That's Theo. And he's given support by Rubidoux. David Duggan now comes back for the third man just to help out. New York keeps it in at the line. And now the Wranglers get it out. This is Saber now and Duggan. Long shot. Nice save by Blaine into the corner. As Rubidoux had a chance to throw a check there. Did get a chance to throw that hit. New York now walks in the slot. They can't get it all the way through. And the Wranglers now control. Just over 5 minutes has passed of the first period. Turnover by New York. Long shot in. Again, Kingston Wranglers sticking to their plan. Plugging up that neutral zone. Great hit on the outside. Still controlled by New York in the corner. As Rubidoux now tries to work his way into the half slot now. And now just lightly tapped out. It's going to be icing. They're going to wave this one off. Wranglers are going to change. Ryan Miracle is going to come out. He's out there with Ty Wood. Icing is the call.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Bar Homes, with 70 years of deeply rooted history in the construction industry of Kingston and the surrounding areas. The Bar family is pleased to help local family create their legacies by sharing our expertise and excellence in building.
Face-off one carried out by New York. They work around the outside on the odd man rush. Wrangler all grabs a player. Again, one of the plans that the Wranglers worked in the offseason was plugging up the shooting lane and getting back and plugging up, grabbing a man basically. With a goaltender like Austin Neal, he can easily save the rest of those if he just can see them. Last year, the Wranglers were second last in the league for most shots, second highest for most shots against. This year, they're well within the middle of the pack, which is a fantastic stat to have been changed as the coach Majors worked hard through the offseason. Huge battle on the half board. New York carries this one into the shooting zone. They can't get it out. This is Grimbleby now. He's going to slow down. Going to try and work this one out. He does. He gets it over to Ty Wood. Now Miracle's going to carry this one down. He's going to work the outside long shot. Blaine's going to tip this one up just in front of us, in front of the mesh. Randy jumped back a little bit, but he's okay. Face-off will take place to the left-hand side of Blaine. As one of the new players here, Aiden Sager now stepping in on the draw. He's out there with Jackson Payne. As New York wins that was Turner that carried this around. Now McMahon blows a tire, falls. Turner's going to pick this one up. Now it's turned over. In come the Wranglers. A little hooking call there. No call by the official. As Tyler Doolin couldn't get away as he was hooked about 3 or 4 times. No call from the official. Face off now. Eggensager steps in, wins the draw. New York does control, though, on the half board. They work around the outside. Tyler Doolin cuts his man off. McMahon fell again. As this is Manikoff. Nikita Manikoff gets back for the Wranglers. Shot back in. This is Blake Wood now. He's going to work up on the half board now. Tipped in as Jackson Payne tried to bank it off the glass. So there's no glass there off the side of the timekeeper's box. At 12:17 remaining of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear from the practice pad of the Wrangler. We're still in the ranch just on the outside. We'd like to say hello and welcome to all the New York parents. Hope you have a chance to tune in. Welcome to the Canadian broadcast of the Kingston Wranglers. As New York tries to long bank this one in, Emmett Gass tries to work that in. He's the BC native. New York with a nice drop pass on the half-board, long shot off the stick of Austin Neal, up out of play as we are just over 8 minutes gone in the first period. Face-off will take place to the left-hand side of Austin Neal. Second-year player here with the Wranglers from Las Vegas. Face-off now to the left. 11:57 remaining of the first. Face-off won by the Wranglers, pushed through. Emmett Guess is going to carry this one onto the outside. This is now Hayden Rivette on the race. New York comes in, tries to move this one around. Wranglers bang their men. Funny bounce. This is now Hayden Rivette again, grabbing the puck, looking for the outlet pass. Finds a guy in the slot. Quick shot, nice. Blaine's got to scramble for that one. Some rough stuff now. Looking at the visor for Cartier, a tinted visor. You don't see a lot of that. That's true. You don't see a lot of tinted visors here in the league, especially pink. Yeah, that's true. David Duggan, now your captain, steps in on the draw. Face-off won by your captain, controlled by Sabre. Works around the outside, but New York controls. They go around, tries to get on the half board. They do. This is Warren. Steps around his man, but turned over by the Wranglers. Here comes David Duggan. Quick shot. Blaine with a kick pass. Quick shot in. Scores! Oh, my! That was Sylvain as he bangs that one in, and it is 1-0 for the Wranglers. As we'll go back and take a look at that on the instant replay. As you can see, the Wranglers kept that in. David Duggan with a quick shot. The puck bounces right in. And Sylvain easily puts that right over the left-hand shoulder of Blaine and makes it 1-0 for the Wranglers. Hard hit there on the boards. Penalty coming up to New York, as there was a hard hit on the side as the goal scorer Sauvé got buried by Millen, thus Nillen. As that was a very hard hit against the boards. Lance Brown opting for the left-hand face-off. Out there with Guest and Rivette. Miracle. Back to the point now. That's Manikoff now. He's the other defenseman. Slashing call coming up as Lance Brown lost the handle, had to take out the New York player who was starting to get the advantage. Slash is the call, Lance Brown. And that negates the power play. We're only 13 seconds in on that. 10:50 remaining in the first period. 1-0 for your Wranglers. Minute 47 remaining in the penalty to Nealon. They'll get a brief 13-second power play as the puck is won and controlled by the Wranglers. Danny Rivette still out there one-on-one. He skates through his man, now a foot race. Emmett Guest comes in to help. Hayden Rivette finishes this check. You'll hear me call Hayden Rivette Danny Rivette a few times tonight. Danny Rivette, the former star to the County Royals, do the play-by-play for them as well. So it's a very familiar face to me to see the son of a player that we do. As New York walks in, shoots it high over the shoulder of Neal and goes all the way down. 10-10 remaining of the first period, 1:05 remaining in the penalty to Nealon. Then they'll get a small 13-second power play. As the puck goes back to Wood, he's going to slow this one down. Have a look. He finds the outlet pass. This is Manikoff now. Tries to work it on the half board. They dump this in. Goes all the way down, back. This is Blake Wood now. He's going to slow this one down. Goes to his partner. This is Manikoff now. Nikita Manikoff now up through the middle. He's hacked down. No call on that one. As New York controls deep in their zone, they work it on the half board. They try to work it out. Turnover by your captain, David Duggan, now off the foot, goes deep. No icing call. 25 seconds to the 4-on-4. New York trying to find their way out. They won't find it. Grimbleby cuts that off into the corner. On the half board. Net's knocked off. 16 seconds remaining of the 4-on-4 hockey. 9:18 remaining in the period. 1-0 for the Kingston Wranglers. Face-off will take place to the left-hand side of Neal. Face-off won by New York. Hard shot. As a goal went in, the player was knocked right on top of Neal. As the Wranglers are complaining about that one, we'll go back and take a look at that ourselves on the replay. As you see the play right there, play comes back. Cross-check right on top of Neal. And he's knocked in as we get ready. Still 4-on-4 hockey. One now for New York. Controlled shot down off the foot of Miracle and turned over. New York now has to back up, long jump in. Now it's a power play for New York. New York tries to work it out front. They tried. Now Neal shuts the door on that one. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. We're back to 5-on-5 as Ryan Miracle shoots that. That's not Ryan Miracle. That is Ty Wood. Shoots that one, hits his man hard in behind. As New York tries to find the outlet pass, they go all the way across and knock down. 2-on-2 as they work to the outside. Into the shooting lane. Wide, way wide. As there's a huge battle along the board, Ty Wood now tries to work this one out. Miracle now forces this one out. New York has bodies. No high stick on that one. Now it's a foot race. This is Manikoff now in behind the net. Nikita Manikoff works it on the outside. Missed assignment on that one. Ty Wood misses that as well and worked in deep. Rubador tries to help out in the corner. He does. Now over to Manikoff. Manikoff works this one out. Kept in at the line by New York. Long shot off bodies. Again, Kingston plugging up the shooting lanes. Just under 8 minutes remaining of the first period. 1-1. As New York works this one around the outside. They can't get this one inside and turned over. Here come the Wranglers. They're going to dump this one down. Going to be an icing call. This should be very confusing as the entire line changed. Kingston still discussing this with the referee every time he skates by the bench on that interference call out front that knocked Neal back. Face off, push through, but controlled by New York. Long shot up over the glove of Neal, misses wide. Across the shooting lane, knocked down by Kingston and controlled. New York now back on the point, long shot. Hits Neal up high. He knocks that down. Backhanded out by Rubidoux. Now Wranglers are going to change. Fresh legs come out. Hayden Rivette now chases his man. The speedy forward. He's out there with Lance Brown and Emmett Guest. 3 wide now. Rivette shoots up high. Loose puck. And the Wranglers couldn't capitalize on that one. As Rose now turns, tries to give this to Emmett Rivette. Blaine's going to hang on to that one. As they were buzzing on that one, Lance Brown has a small conversation with the official on that one. Referee would not go to the bench to discuss it, so one of the assistant captains is going to come out and discuss it with him. Face off now to the left-hand side of Blaine. 6:50 remaining of the first period. Face off won by Lance Brown, but controlled by New York. Turnover by Lance Brown and Hayden Rivette. Hayden Rivette battles his man through. He's a big boy. Lance Brown comes in to help out. We got some rough stuff in behind. As Hayden Rivette tries to bang this one in, Lance Brown hits his man. He gets slashed by the big defenseman there. Lance Brown won't back down at all on this one, as those two guys were tangled up pretty hard. Face-off's going to go to the right-hand side of Blaine. David Duggan now out. He's out there with Sabre. He's out there with Sauvin, the goal scorer. Puck shot wide, Blaine. Kept in. Oh, just missed at the line now. A foot race. That was Rose that missed that one. Again, Wranglers get back. Missed wide. Battle out front. As Grimmelby works his man over. Shot off a leg. That was Duggan. Tried to get that one out. Couldn't. New York keeps it in. Here's your captain now. David Duggan now. He's going to skate away. David Duggan now through the neutral zone. He's got skaters with him. He's got a quick shot. Nice. Blaine had to grab that one as Moore slashed Duggan across the back of the legs. Again, no call by the official. A lot of stick work happening behind the play. Face off now to the right-hand side of Blaine. This is Sager. He's going to step in. Face off, pushed through by Sager. Tyler Doolin out there. Also, Jackson Payne. On the point, Manikoff and Wood. Face-off shot wide now. Blaine Wood's now going to step in on the half-board. Battles his man. He keeps it in. Now shot into the corner. This is Aiden Sager now going to work his man in. New York comes away with the puck on the half-board. They work it out off the leg of the linesman. New York does control and keeps this in. On the outside now, this is Wood now. Couldn't keep it control of that. Kingston double up on their man and controlled by the Wranglers. They can't get this one out. Sager just lost control of that one as New York works around the outside off a foot. Again, busy sticks, busy feet. Wranglers break up yet another one. Ryan Miracle now comes out. It's going to be offside as Miracle walked right down the middle as Doolin couldn't get out in time on that one. Just over 5 minutes remaining of the first period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV. New York Dynamo in town. Face-off one controlled by Ryan Miracle off to the side. Ty Wood now giving chase. New York's going to carry this in over the line. Ty Wood steps up, shot in around. They tried to work this one off a foot. And Austin Neal kicks it off to the side. 4:51 remaining of the first period. 1-1 tie. Ryan Miracle steps in on the draw to the right-hand side of Neal. Again, another slash not called by the official. That's Baxter now on the point. That's Bayer, on the point. They work around the outside now. He's forced outside by Rubidoux. New York controls back to the point now. Wranglers going to close up that shooting lane. Lots of bodies out front. Nice block by Ryan Miracle on that one. As Ty Wood couldn't get that out. And now it's controlled and shot out by Rubidoux. Wood's going to take this one in behind the net now. Shot around the boards. This is Gavin Garley now tries to work this one out. New York's got to back up. 4 minutes remaining of the first. New York gets their change in. As Rubidoux now goes behind the net. Long shot. Hayden Rivette now is going to control and dump this in. Andrew Rubidoux from Huntington, Quebec. Again, a lot of stick work. That time it was Hayden Rivette slashing his player behind the net. No call by the official. Moore and Hayden Rivette now tangle up. Sticks are high. Still no call by the official. As the Wranglers carry this up, Hayden Rivette just missed the assignment. That should have been called icing. Linesman missed the back official there, or missed the back player there, the defenseman for New York. Blaine had to grab that one to stop Kingston moving in. Face off, left-hand side, Blaine. 3:23, your captain, David Duncan, taking the draw. Wins the draw, but New York controls, goes in behind their own net. This was Turner, just dumps it on the half board. Wranglers back up, long pass out. No icing as Grimbleby goes back for this one. This is Logan Grimbleby now, battles his man on this back. Now up come the Wranglers. Knocked down by New York. This is the gun gate. Now a foot race into the corner. This is Sauvin, the goal scorer. As Sabre and Duggan run into each other. Long shot up over the left-hand side of Neal and out. Duggan now back. Sabre couldn't get this one out. Helmet is off of one of the players on the ice. Cross-check and penalty come to New York. Try to figure out where that helmet came from. So sitting up there in the crowd is the U9 Kingston Wranglers coach. Taking some close notes. And his son Tyson catching a live Wranglers game. Again, the Wranglers programs at many levels throughout the entire level. And, of course, the younger Wranglers watching the top team here, the U22 team, playing New York. Now, yet another penalty. Referee likes to keep this thing negating yet another power play, keeping it even. That was a 5-second power play by the Wranglers. Can I have one? Face off now the left-hand side. Face off, one and controlled. As Wranglers tried to work this one out, they do control. Nice pass up. This is Hayden Rivette now. Into the corner, 4-on-4 hockey. Hayden Rivette will skate through his man. It's given support by Lance Brown. Fake shot. Now they're going to work this one on the outside. Trying to find outlet pass. He's going to drop this for Lance Brown, working around the outside. Rivette's going to stand right in front of the net. Shot into the corner now. Wood now helps him. Rivette goes back. Brown's going to keep this one in. Rivette's going to battle his man. Off a leg. New York now regroups behind the net. They're going to work their way out. Lance Brown, stick was slashed out of his hands. No call as the puck is shut down. Battle behind the net. Now this is Manikoff. Manikoff's going to keep control, work this one out. 1:35 remaining of the period. 1 minute remaining of 4-on-4 hockey, then a small 5-second power play. As Wood carries this one up now. David Duncan now on the outside. Quick shot up over the right-hand side. Just misses. As the Wranglers keep this in on the outside now. They work on the outside. This is Wood now. He's going to shoot. Duggan out front of the net. Quick shot. Blaine is going to grab that one at 1:16 remaining of the first period. Wranglers go for the defense change on this one. As Duggan and Sauvin are going to stay out on the forwards. Grimbleby and Wood on the point. Face-off shot into the half-board by David Duggan and controlled. Wranglers now looking for the inlet pass. No one out front of the net. Blaine's got a hard blocker this one out. Now New York's going to carry this out 3 wide. Again, a lot of stick work. Grimbleby now is going to stop, slow this one down. David Duggan way up high on this one. Hard pass, but picked off by New York. New York regroups on the blue line. They're going to carry this on the half-board. Cross ice, just misses wide. As Sauvé now is going to back up. Long pass again. Here comes David Duggan on the breakaway. David Duggan. Oh, nice save by Blaine. As that was a great heads-up pass. And, of course, no player you want better on a breakaway than David Duggan, the lead scorer for the Kingston Wranglers. Worked it on the half-board now. Emmett Guest now gets the puck, tries to work this out. 5-on-5 hockey. 19 seconds remaining. Knocked down by New York. Controlled by the Wranglers now. They work this one out. Off the stick of the white players getting the gate. Emmett Guest is interfered with coming into the zone. Sabre now takes a wild swipe at this one. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And at the end of the first period, 1-on-1. We'll keep an eye on this one here for a second. They're still tangled up. Couple elbows thrown. Referee's going to separate everybody. No call on that one. And as we go to the intermission show, we'll go back and have a look at the David Duggan small breakaway. As it was a great heads-up pass. Right here. As you see, David Duggan catches this one on the fly, and he's in all by himself. Lots of time. Just shoots it. Nice save by Blaine. Nice read. As we will go to the intermission show, and we will catch you for the second period. 1-1 after 1 here at the Ranch in Kingston, Ontario. To score! Lance Brown! To score! Lance Brown! Oh, my! Second, and nice. Oh my! Ty Wood! Neil read that one off his mask. Quick shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes out to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! Second and nice. Oh my! Tie one! Neil read that one off his mask. Quick shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one, nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! Scores! Lance Brown! Oh my! Second, and nice. Scores! Oh my! Tie one! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! Second, and nice. Oh my! Tie one! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. Welcome back to the second period. 1-1 after one. Shots on goal in the first period. New York 16, Wranglers 12. As we take a look at that breakaway by David Duggan. Great opportunity right at the end of the first period. We're still waiting for New York to come out. Now New York hits the ice. Very important game here for the Wranglers, as they are just behind New York in the standings. Face-off now will be, Neil will be just in front of us here in the broadcast area. Blaine down at the far end. Lance Brown come in to take the draw on this one. He's out there with Hayden Rivette and Emmett Guest. Rose and Logan Grimbleby on the point. As we're getting underway here in the second period, 1-1 tie. Face-off pushed through and won by New York. New York now is going to carry this one down. Offside is the call. Logan Brown now sets in for the draw, wins the draw. Kept it across. As Hayden Rivette now battles his man on the boards, and he's also hit by Lance Brown. New York now comes in 3 wide. They work to the outside. Miscue on that one. Player dropped out front of the net as Grimbleby tries to kick this one out. Now Emmett Guest. He's going to carry this one up. He's got Rivette and Brown with them. Guest spins away from his man. He's hit hard as Rivette now comes through the inside. Guest now to Logan Grimbleby. He's going to shoot. Nice low. Just misses wide. As the net's knocked off at 19-16.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Haymakers in Kingston refers to Haymakers Urban Kitchen, a family-friendly canteen and catering service located inside the Investia Center.
Faced off, one controlled by New York. As they try to work this one out, they do. Off the foot now negates the icing. As they're going to back this one up. Lots of time as Blake Wood goes behind the net, works his way up. Out come the Wranglers 3 wide. This is now Steven Sabre now goes to the outside. Small hook, he pushes through that one. New York's going to gather this one, but knocked down the line by Wood. Wood's going to step inside, tries to one-touch this over. Can't get it through. That was Sauvé, the goal scorer. Controlled by the Wranglers. Nice pass by David Duggan off a foot, though. Out comes New York. Lots of stick work, as we talked about earlier, as Manikoff now is bumped into the New York bench. Sabre knocks his man down. Wood pushes his man through, and they control. This is Manikoff now, going to one-touch this one through. They can't get it. This is Sauvé now chasing. Icing is waved off as the linesman was distracted on that one. This will be icing. Icing is waved off as everybody has to get back as Rubidoux gets this one out. He can't get it out. It's kept it at the line. Battle now. This is Rubidoux. Cross-checks his man. New York tries to put it through the middle. They can't. One-touch pass on. That was Ryan Miracle. Now they get this one out. Slap back in. New York's offside. They're going to slow down. Rubidoux tries to get this one out. Can't off a leg. Now Rubidoux carries this one out. Garley just misses his assignment on that one. But in comes Gavin Garley. He's on the outside. Stick on him. Doesn't quite get the shot off. He battles behind the net. 17-30. 2.5 minutes gone in the second period. Quick shot off the half board. Scores! That one off the foot of Ryan Miracle. As it was just shot hard. Caught everybody shorthanded. As it is at the far side, we can't really zoom in because of the mesh. But you'll see it just pulled off the side. Quick shot into the feet and works its way in as the Wranglers now take a 2-1 lead here in the second period. Puck controlled in behind the net by the Wranglers. That was Grimbleby. He's going to carry the puck up hard off the leg of the New York player, stays in. As Rose now has to go behind, shoots hard. We heard Neil tell Rose there was a player on him. As the puck works in and behind, that was Ty Blake that gets hit here. Sorry, Ty Wood that gets hit. Quick shot off the leg of Rose in the corner as they work this around now. Wood down here in front of us. Goes across. No, easy wave off by the referee. That was a decent call by the linesman. As he could have played that, they let it go. They negate the icing. New York now comes through the neutral zone. Long shot, misses wide to the left-hand side of Neal. They try to put this one out fast. They can't. Aiden Sager's knocked down. Now Grimbleby's going to jump up on the chase. And they shoot this one in. Shot in deep. That was Tylen Doolin that missed that one. Battle in behind the net now. Wranglers tried to work this one in off two bodies, and out come New York, 3 wide. Grimbleby and Rose both back. Turnover. Nice play by Doolin. Goes back the other way. Now New York carries in on the outside. New York's got to change as they battle to the corner. This is Rose. Pushes his man in behind the net. Grimbleby gives support. And now Sager's going to step up. Sager can't get this one out. Quick shot by Hayes. Neal's going to read that one all day long. As Neal read that one. Lots of stick work again behind the play. As Blaine's going to hang on to that one, go for a whistle. We'll take a look at that save that happened right here in front of us with Neal as they worked it in. As he worked it around right there, Neal read that all day long and knocked that off to the side as Neal's holding the 2-1 lead right now in the second period. Face off, won by the Wranglers. They work on the outside. They try to push this one. This is Rubidoux now, tries to work it in. Rivette now tries to push through on. Blaine can't. Rivette still battles on the left-hand side of the net, tries to work outside off the back of the net. He's still trying to kick this one out front. They circle back. It'll be a long shot from the point, tipped off the outside. That was Theo Dershire. Shot in off a leg of New York. New York tries to get this one out now. Wranglers now pressing in the second period. Delayed offside. Wranglers tag up. 5 minutes gone in the second period as Rivette changes. And Steven Saber comes out. Kept in at the line. Now it's going to be offside. Small change. We're just over the 5-minute mark of passing here in the second period. Face-off will take place right in front of the Kingston bench. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV. David Duggan now steps in on the draw. He wins this one through the feet of Sager. And up steps Manikoff. He's going to dump this into the corner now on the outside. Sylvain now steps in. Also help from Blake Wood. Blake Wood's going to shoot this to the outside off a leg. We have a breakaway. They miscue this one. As Neal's just going to gather this one right up. As well, that was a missed opportunity by New York. Face off now to the left-hand side of Neal. David Duggan now is going to step in on the draw. Too many men on the ice now for the Wranglers. They're going to take their time, give the guys a rest. They're going to kick David Duggan out. Steven Saber is going to come in on the draw. Won by Saber. Grimbleby now knocks into the corner, battles his man, drops Peros on the ice. Grimbleby's going to push him down, keep control. Puck goes back to New York, long shot. Neal's going to read that one. Puck's loose and cleared hard by Rose. This will be icing.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by the Merchant Tap House. Our historic building houses a unique, laid-back, and comfortable dining experience with one of the largest outdoor patios in town.
Face off, pushed through by New York. Long shot off of leg, kept in. Rose drops his man out front of the net. Puck slapped off the back. Now all hands up. People trying to get this one. New York tries to step out. They can't. Neal's going to read that one. Pushed into the half board. This is Saber now. Tries to get out. He can't. Long shot. Easily into the glove of Neal. Hard battling along the boards there. As Neal steps up and grabs that one easily. As Neal's now right here, right down in front of us here. as that puck's going to work all the way outside. We'll stop it right there as that puck is shot in. Neal easily just reaches out, sees that all the way. He's going to grab that one as a face-off now the left-hand side. One and controlled by New York. Long shot. Tipped, saved by Neal. As New York tries to find a pass, picked off and now carried out by Ty Wood. He goes across the ice. Stick is lifted on Miracle. Negates the icing. As Garley now pushes hard in behind the net. New York now carries out. Odd man rush, 2-on-3. As Miracle puts it on, he tries to slap that one back. It would have been hand pass if it was connected with. New York now trying to find their way outside. Quick shot off a stick and up out of play. Again, a lot new sponsors. We just saw the Merchant Tap House here in Kingston. Favorite spot to stop by, say hi. So thank you so much for your sponsorship this year. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast here on Black Bear. Hayden Rivette's going to step in on the right-handed draw. New York wins the draw. Quick shot, misses left to right past Neal and works all the way out. Emmett Guest now is going to give a chase. He'll be the forechecker on this line as New York cuts through the middle, knocked down on the outside by Manikoff. Now turned over. Hayden Rivette now controls into the corner, tries to go to Emmett Guest, just missed. As now the D backs up. Odd man rush, 3-on-2. Work on the outside. That was Manikoff, hits his man. New York has to circle away. Taking their time. They're going to try and shoot easily. Knocked down. Here comes Hayden Rivette. Hayden Rivette pushes this through. Guest now is not going to beat Blaine. Blaine's going to have to clear his own puck. As his D were both caught flat-footed at the red line. Kingston now dumps in late. Left to right past Blaine. Guest now forechecks on this one in behind the net. 12:39 remaining of the second period. 2-1 Wranglers. One-on-one now as Aiden Sager's back forward, just kind of covering the zone. As they work into the corner, Manikoff now tries to hit his man. New York steps in off the shoulder of Neal. He kicks that to the side. Nice read. Another nice read by Neal as he's standing his ground on that one. Zone up over the blocker of Neal. New York still coming in hard. Now broken up and carried out. This is Tyler Doolin now tries to get this one through. He can't. As Sager has to dump this one in as we are 8 minutes gone in the second period. 2-1 Wranglers here on Black Bear TV as New York carries through the neutral zone. 4-on-3. Wranglers are back. They force this to the outside. This is Sauvin. Sauvin just missed that one. Now it's a foot race. Knocked down and controlled. Sauvin moves this all the way up to Saber. He's on the outside, steps in, hits a high shot as he's knocked into the net. As we'll go back and look at the wonderful shift by Neal standing his ground. As they came in 3 wide on this one, they worked it all the way in. Neal had to step his ground hard right here as they work on the half board. There's the shot right there. What a great save by Neal, and he come right over on the next one and knocked that one down as well. Long forward pass, negated, waved off by the linesman. As Rose steps in, takes his man down. No call on that one. As Neal's going to grab that one as well. As some of the players getting a little frustrated with the stick work today. Face off now right here in front of us. This is David Duggan now steps in on the draw. Face off won by Duggan into the corner. Neal's going to not grab this one as Rose is going to try and get this one out. As Saber now tries to work this out. David Duggan now pushes through. Your captain, David Duggan, now works his way around his man. Only one hand on the stick. Still got a stick off. He's worked over hard by that defenseman. He's cross-checked to the ice and tripped. David Duggan gives up and gives it right back, and he drops his defenseman. No call on that. This referee even came over to skate with them as Neal hits this one up out of play. As Duggan got behind the defense, and great opportunity. As David Duggan that was Neil's highlight reel there. As New York carries this one, we're almost halfway through the second period. This is Jershire now. He's going to turn, spin, fire this one out. Picked up by Garley now. Turned back over by New York as they come in wide. New York is 3 wide. They try to go for the pass off the leg and scores as Neil almost got a piece of that one. 2-2, 10-17 remaining of the second period. As that was a 3-on-2. New York goes for the late change. Referee's going to allow it. This is Brown now, steps in. He's out there with Rivette and Guest. Wood also out there as they work this one around. Long pass off a stick. Emmett Guest is going to control and carry this one in. Emmett Guest with a toe drag but slapped away from his stick. New York controls on the half board. Puck bounces over Blake Wood's stick. Now here comes New York again. Off the stick and knocked down by Manitoff. Wood's going to work this one out all right through the feet. This is negate the icing. Emmett Guest is going to shoot hard right over the shoulder and off the crossbar of Blaine. As Guest waited for the one-timer on that one. Guest now finding Brown in the neutral zone. Steps in through the zone. Quick shot. Rebound misses wide as Rivette now is going to control this one. Tries to find the outlet pass. He can't. Slapped away. Can't be kept in at the line by Manitoff. Wood's now going to back up. One touch just as Hayden Rivette's going to be offside.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Union Kitchen and Cocktails on Princess Street is your one and only spot for handcrafted cocktails, artisan pizza, handmade pasta, and fresh starters. There is something delicious for everyone.
Face off, pushed through by New York. They go to the outside. Grimbleby now forces his man outside. Rose also puts a stick on his man. As Rose now controls, tries to get this one. He does. Rose is going to step up on the ensuing dump in. Puck gets slapped away. Neal stops this one in behind the net. Grimbleby now back. Is going to take his time. 9 minutes remaining. Hits the referee right square dead. Quick shot up over the glove. Yeah, referee's going to blow this one down as he got hit just inside the right leg. We'll give the referee a sec here as we'll go to a commercial break.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Baja Craft Kitchen, inspired by the collective culinary journey of its founders. With a passion for fresh flavors, we offer thoughtfully crafted cuisine and creative cocktails.
Referee seems to be good to go. He took that direct spin and fire. As a former referee, I know what that feels like. That hurts. As New York tries to control this one, they don't. Now the Wranglers going to come out wide. Sager now off the stick and shot in deep. This is Doolin now giving a chase in behind the net. New York controls on the half board. 2-2. 8:30 remaining of the second period. Wrangler Hockey live on Black Bear TV from the training side of the ranch. As it's shot out and out of play at 8:15. Face-off will take place to the right-hand side of Neal. As your captain, David Duggan now steps in on the draw. He's out there with Sauvin, the goal scorer, and Sabre. Face-off, won by David Duggan, but it's in the feet of the linesman. New York gets it out first. They're going to shoot this one. No, they go to D. Long shot misses wide. Kept in at the line by New York off the foot. They still can't get this one out. Knocked down by New York, and they keep it inside. Now turned over. Now this is Manitoff now. Tries to keep this one out. It does get out. Sabre has to work for it there. Icing is the call.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Bar Homes, with 70 years of deeply rooted history in the construction industry of Kingston and the surrounding areas. The Bar family is pleased to help local family create their legacies by sharing our expertise and excellence in building.
Face off, won by New York. Shot to the corner. He's hit hard by Manitoff. David Duggan now tries to work this out. This is Sabre. Sabre backhands this one. This is going to be yet another icing. Icing's waved off. As New York now carries a long outlet pass now. Not knocked down by Wood. It goes in behind the zone. Manikoff now works around the outside. Wood's now going to carry this one out. He goes off the boards now. Miracle. Miracle's going to step this one through. Nice move by Ryan Miracle. He works this one in outside and just cleared away. Here's Wood. He'll shoot. Hard, low shot. Blaine knocks that one away, and out comes New York. They're 3 wide. Busy sticks, though, as they work through the neutral zone. Offside is the call as Wood pushes his man down. 7 minutes remaining of the second period. Face off just outside the blue line. Miracle now steps in on the draw. He wins the draw, pushes it out. Now New York's going to control. New York's going to back up, look for the outlet pass. They off the leg and shot in deep by Ty Wood. Now foot race into the corner. This is Garley. Garley's going to carry it from the half board. Quick shot. Blaine's going to knock this one down up over top of the net. Miracle almost got this. On the back end, now there was a hard cross check on the side of the net. No call. Icing's now negated in behind the net now. Foot race. Grimmelby hits his man. Rose is also back into the slot. Quick shot. And Neal's going to handle that one with no problems. At 6:21 remaining of the second period. Again, that's worked all the way in here, as Neal has all day to look at this one. Easily knocks that one down and hangs on to that one for a whistle to the left-hand side. Face-off pushed through by New York. They control. Logan Brown tries to force his man back. Dryshaw is going to step up. They knock it on the outside. Back to the point now. New York controls. As Guest tried to get through, he couldn't. Carried in. Here comes New York. Quick shot. Tipped up over out of play at 6 minutes remaining of the second period. Neal has been stellar in the second period here, facing all shots so far except for the one. They stepped around him on the outside. Logan Brown now steps in on the draw. Out there with Rivette and Guest. As Rubidoux works his man hard on the half board. Wranglers square up. Turned over. Here comes Brown. Brown works on the outside. He's got Rivette and Guest both with him. Goes across ice to Rivette. He misses that assignment as New York turns, tries to get this one out. They can't. Rivette keeps this one in. Now it gets out as Guest spins away from his man, the BC native. They back up. Jershire tried to go from D to D. They don't get that. As Rubidoux now has to back up. Now Jershire banks this one out. Puck went near the referee. He's a little gun shy right now after taking that puck inside the leg. As now this is Dershire's going to dump this one down, knocked down by hand by New York. Brown's going to carry this up now. Hayden Rivette, he goes way wide. 5 minutes remaining. Tries to work this one out. Nobody there. Back comes New York. 5 minutes remaining. They're going to dump this one in. Now a foot race. Rubidoux now goes in behind the net. They work hard. Rubidoux works his man in behind the net. Has support from David Duggan. Captain now carries this. There's a whistle. Too many men. power play coming up for the Wranglers, as that was too many men on the ice. Great call by the linesman. Great opportunity for the Wranglers here. The big PP in the second period. Wisconsin loves to hear that. Huge opportunity for the Wranglers. Duggan, Saber, and Ty Wood up front. Long shot. Scores! What a tip. Ty Wood looks like he tipped that one out front. And the Wranglers go ahead 3-2. We'll take a look at that one. Sorry, it's at the far end there, folks. The face-offs one goes right back. And the quick shot from the point. Right there. And the Wranglers go up 3-2 with 4:40 remaining of the second period. The long outlet pass misses. It goes deep. The icing's waved off. That was a power play goal. Wranglers now working deep. New York is going to try and carry. Nice hit by Steven Saber. And the referee goes down. I think a player clipped him at the bench. Kind of a rough night for the referee tonight. We'll go back and take a look. As the puck cuts around the middle, Steven Saber is going to hit his man. That's why we clipped it, was for the hit at the center ice. We'll see if the tape caught where the referee went down. There's the hit by Saber, and there it is there. That's where the referee got clipped, right on the back end. You caught it right at the end of the replay.
This came
Referee's going to take a second there to get kind of patched up. As if you take a look there, folks, right there is where the referee got clipped. As you see him go to turn, the guy just skated right in behind, clipped the referee, down he goes, and he hit pretty hard. Referee has left the game. We're going to go to a two-man. Hopefully he can recoup himself the last 4 minutes of the period and come back out. Face-off, one controlled by New York. As there's a huge hit behind the play there, that was Steven Saber. As Grimbleby works in behind the net. Steven Saber having one heck of a game. Nice battle in behind the net. David Duggan comes back. Rose comes back. Now the captain just takes a swipe. Rose hits his man again. Action's right here in front of us as Austin Rose now battles his man hard. David Duggan also hits. 3:49 off the post. As Neal then grabs the puck on that one. As we got a great look at that puck coming in. We had the great battle here in front of us. Then the shot that just rings right off the post right there. Neal had the angle cut and works outside. Brown now wins the draw on the half board. New York trying to find the outlet pass in the zone. Saved by Neal. gets the rebound as well as Brown shoots this on around the half board. Hayden Rivette tries to get this one out. They couldn't. Now they work it in the inside. They try to shoot this one down. Now carried in by Rivette. Works to the outside. 3:29 remaining of the second period. 3-2 for the Wranglers. Out comes New York. They dump this one in far and deep. Blake Wood missed that one through his feet. Hard play, no call on that one. As Brown now. Hayden Rivette now has the puck. They try to work this out. They do. Now carried in wide. This is Manikoff. He was going to shoot just to the left-hand side of Blaine. As Manikoff goes around the outside, keeps control. Under 3 minutes remaining of the second period. Manikoff keeps it in at the line, but New York's going to control. Now they're going to back out. Odd man rush now. Works on the outside. Wood works his man to the outside. Inside, just missed the assignment on that. Manikoff got a stick on him. Guest now tries to find Rivette off a foot. Turned back over. Brown now finds Rivette. Off the glove of Guest. Slowed down and controlled by New York. They just dumped this one out. Kept it at the line by Manikoff. Over to Guest. Guest is going to walk in. Looks for the outlet pass. Just missed. Miracle. Out comes New York now. Kind of a one-on-one situation. Wood's going to break this one up and keep control. Now Guest gets it. He's going to put this up to Garley. Gavin Garley now works his way through. Can't quite get through. Blaine has to knock this one away. As Garley's bumped into the corner. Guest now helps. Here's Dershire now. Long shot up over the blocker of Blaine into the corner. Bouncing puck in behind the net now. Garley steps up. Missed the assignment on that. Back up is Dershire now. 3 wide for New York. Long dump. Neal's going to grab this one. Let it play, though, as Rubidoux spins away from his man. Tries to put this out. Great dangerous through the neutral zone. Nobody touched that one, though. Rubidoux now is going to hammer this one around the outside. And kept in at the line. This is Ty Wood now trying to get this one out. Puck is frozen on the half board. As they can't seem to get this one out. Long shot, stick. Oh, bouncing puck there. Neal to the side. Backhanded out. 1 minute remaining, just over 1 minute remaining of the second period. 3-2 for the Wranglers. Now we into the last minute. New York now comes wide. Wranglers were changing. Long shot, deflection. Guy skates right into Neal. Neal pushes him back. Danny Rivette now has it. Lance Brown with him. Shoots it in. Wood changes. Guest comes out. Guest keeps it in on the half board. Brown now carries in off the blocker. Slapped in, controlled by Guest. They work it outside. Rivette just missed that one. No change by New York. Net gets knocked off. 30 seconds remaining.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Haymakers in Kingston refers to Haymakers Urban Kitchen, a family-friendly canteen and catering service located inside the Investia Center.
David Duggan now stepping in on the draw. Wins the draw off the referee's foot now, not linesman. New York controls. They try to dump this out off the foot of Rose. He knocks it down. 22 seconds remaining. Back come the Wranglers on the outside now. This is Sabre. He's hit hard, plastered into the boards as he's rubbed out hard. Some rough stuff there in the corner. Sabre tries to work it out. 8 seconds. New York's going to dump this one out. Nobody was there. No change for New York, though, as intentional shot out. Face off now to the right-hand side of Blaine. Duggan lines up for a backhand draw. He's going to go back with this if he can get it. Duggan wins this right back to the draw. Quick shot. There's Rose. Couldn't get it off. 1 second, 2 seconds. And at the end of 2, Wranglers up 3-2. As we go to the intermission break. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at the Ranch in Kingston. 3-2 at the end of 2, and we'll see you on the other side of the intermission show. Brown! Oh, as Guest now controls, tries to find goal. To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! 2 seconds in. Nice. Scored! Oh my! Tie one! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! Oh, as Guest now controls, tries to find goal. To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! 2 seconds in. Nice. Scored! Oh my! Tie one! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! Second, and nice. Oh my! Ty Wood! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one, nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. To score! Lance Brown! To score! Lance Brown! Oh my! Second, and nice. Scores! Oh my! Ty Wood! Neil read that one off his mask. Good shot. Nice save by Neil. Oh, he got over in a hurry on that one. On that one. Nice hard hit against the boards on that one. Half breakaway. Neil comes in to challenge. Neil, nice save by Neil. By the linesman. Everybody kind of had a goofy look on their faces. Ryan Miracle scores! What was that? And again, for the first time in Wrangler history, the Wranglers are undefeated at home. And as always, the Wranglers head down to Victory's Corner, down with Jared, the 22nd player of this team. A tradition that started last year and continues this year as the Wranglers celebrate their undefeated 2 games in a row here at home. We're back here for the third period. Kingston Wranglers up 3-2. Again, thank you so much for tuning in, joining us. Well, the referee's back on the ice. He got clipped. The visor cut him in the face. So he went off for just some repairs. He said he felt fine, just had his face cut open. Face off, won and controlled by New York. They put this one down. Wranglers tried to bang this one off the leg and shot into the corner. Puck carried out by New York through the neutral zone. They work on the half board. Into the shooting slot there. Neil knocks that one down on the sideboard, but here comes Guest. They're going to dump this one in. And Blaine's going to hang on to that one as Brown ran into him. Gets his helmet all set up. 30 seconds gone in the second period. Thank you so much for watching us here on Black Bear. Like I said, crowd sitting upstairs. We're on the colder side of the ranch tonight. Again, the main rink wasn't available as New York tries to carry this one out. New York circles back. This is Turner. He's going to carry this one up. He's going to work it out loud. Now it's going to be icing. Now it's a foot race. Icing not even signaled or waved off on that one. As a shot up the sideboard, this is Sylvain. Captain David Duggan now skates through. He's got 3 guys on him, 1 on 4. Sabre tried to toe drag around there as David Duggan battles his man on the half board. Shot out on the corner here by New York. Now back to the point. This is Woods going to shoot low. Off a stick, up out of play at 18:42. Face off here in front of us to the right-hand side of Blaine. This is Miracle stepping in on the draw. He's out here with Garley and Ty Wood. Ryan Miracle now. Oh, Ty Wood tries to go up front. Miracle has to try and find the handle on this one. Doesn't find it. Now he does. Out comes Wood. He's got Garley with him. Off the glove of Blaine. And almost out of play here, right here in front of us. I'm sure the camera guy got that. Again, Randy jumped back. As New York works on the outside, Neal tries to read this one. One touch pass through the paint. Nobody there. Wood steps up to try and get this one at the can't. Nets off yet again.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Union Kitchen and Cocktails on Princess Street is your one and only spot for handcrafted cocktails, artisan pizza, handmade pasta, and fresh starters. There is something delicious for everyone.
Kingston not allowed to change as they knock the net off. Face off now to the right-hand side. Face off. One by New York. Quick shot. Neal's going to slap this one to the side. Jershire hits his man behind the net now. On the half board now. Breyer tries to get out. For New York, they keep it in. Off a stick. Again, the offseason work by the coach. Mark Majors plugging up the shooting zone. Has now dumped out. Now it's a foot race. Easily outskated by Gavin Garley. Nobody there, though. He negated the icing. As Aiden Sager tried to bump his man off, they can't. They work it on the outside. Now shot in deep. Slap to the outside. Kept in by New York at the line. Now they work it in low. Nice push over. Here comes Sager, Aiden Sager. He's going to shoot this one in. He's stood up by the defenseman. Turnover again. Sager now steps through his man. He forces his way through. Still battles his man. New York can't get it. Quick stick work there. Out front by Jackson Payne. Now shot in. Nets off right now. Referee hasn't noticed. Blaine's going to pull that one back on. New York goes back the other way. New York works way wide on the outside. Jershire tried to step in. Pass there. Nobody there. Puck goes all the way down. Now kept up. Long stretch pass by New York. Lots of bodies back for Kingston. Guest now tries to push out, deflected off him. Again, busy sticks, busy feet. New York can't find their way in. Puck goes in behind the net now. This is Lance Brown, circles away. 3.5 minutes gone of the third period. As New York works on the outside. Long dump in. Neal's going to just one touch this one off. He's going to let it play. Rose now. Gribbleby drops his man, no call. This is now Guest. 1-on-3, touched away. High stick is coming up against Guest as he got a piece of number 4 from New York. Lots of stick work on this one.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Baja Craft Kitchen, inspired by the collective culinary journey of its founders. With a passion for fresh flavors, we offer thoughtfully crafted cuisine and creative cocktails.
High sticking call against Emmett Guest. New York goes the power play. 4 minutes gone in the first period. 60 minutes remaining. New York works on the outside, tries to get to the shooting lane. Again, knocked down. Ryan Miracle hits that. Sorry, that was Steven Saber. Knocked that into the corner. Quick shot. Neal grabs that one. He freezes. He wasn't quite sure where that ended up. As mentioned before, the coach, Mark Majors, worked in the offseason and training camp plugging up that shooting lane. Face off, won by your captain, David Duggan, but controlled by New York in behind the net. New York has to stay to the outside. Hard hit against the boards as that was Blake Wood that hammered his man against the boards. And Neal's going to grab and hang on to that one. As New York complained about that hard hit against the boards. As Blake Wood manhandled his way in and threw his player right to the ice. Minute 30 remaining in the penalty. 15:33 of the third. 3-2 Wranglers now a foot race. This is Hayden Rivette. Lance Brown steps up. Odd man rush now for New York. 3-on-2. They work to the outside. They cut through the neutral zone. New York controls, long shot, tipped high up above and over top of the net of Neal. We're almost halfway through this penalty. Damn guess for high sticking. Lance Brown steps in for the draw. Face off won by New York. They work it back. Again, can't find their way through. Hayden Rivette's going to hammer this one in behind the net, though. Nobody there. Rose and Brown tee up on the right-hand side for this penalty kill. Wranglers keep everybody to the outside. New York now finding a small path they try to work in. Couldn't find the one-timer. Hard shot up over top. Misplay. Now change. Wranglers go get the new fresh forwards on. Sauvé out there with your captain, David Duggan, on this penalty kill. Sauvé had a goal in the first period. They're working hard at the blue line. New York, oh, nice hit right at the center ice, as that was Sauvé that hammered his man. He's having a game. As we return to even 5-on-5 hockey, as Grimbleby knocks this one down. Off the stick of Duggan. Kept in on the outside. Wranglers look for the outlet pass. Now it's a foot race. David Duggan's in the... Oh, they're going to call that icing. David Duggan was close on that race. As we'll go back and take a look at that big hit that took place right in the center of the ice. Right there. There's the hard hit just inside the blue line. That was a massive hit. Face off to the right-hand side. Quick shot by New York. Neal's going to hang on to this one at 13:45 remaining of the third period. Wranglers now get a chance to change. They do. Miracle's going to come in, take the draw. Right-hand side of Neal. Face off, won by New York. Forced back to the defense. They're going to slap this one in. On the half board, misses wide and around the net. This is Garley now. He works his man. He's going to carry this one out. One touch pass, almost gets that one through. Hard slapped in. Offside, Ty Wood. They're calling a hand pass. Hey, how you doing? Randy forgets which way to point the camera sometimes. Say hi from the broadcasting area. Blaine's going to let this one go. They're going to call icing on this one.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Bar Homes, with 70 years of deeply rooted history in the construction industry of Kingston and the surrounding areas. The Bar family is pleased to help local family create their legacies by sharing our expertise and excellence in building.
Face off won by New York, forced down and controlled back by the Wranglers. Wranglers going to take their time to flip this one out now. They can't. That negates the icing. Now it's a foot race. As Ryan Miracle on the forecheck battles his man by himself. In come the numbers now from the Wranglers. They work this one hard. This is Jackson Payne. Steps around his outside man. He battles hard on the half board. They can't keep this out. Quick shot in off the back into the corner. Sabre now works his man. Ryan Miracle pushes his way through. He's got Sager with him, Aiden Sager. Out come the New York now, 3 wide, 3-on-2. They force to the outside. They go back, nobody there, as that was a misplay by New York as they have to back up. New York now gathers up through the neutral zone now, picked off by the Wranglers. They're going to go back and slow this one down. One touch pass up off the side there. This is now Jackson Payne on the outside. Wranglers go for the change. as Tyler Doolin's out there with Sager. Manikoff now back with Woods. Woods long pass across. Hayden Rivette now tries to deflect this one. Knocked up into the ceiling. And knocked out of play. 11:59 remaining of the third period. Again, thank you so much for joining us here at the ranch on Black Bear. Face off, won by New York, pushed through. Lance Brown now gives chase. New York has to back up and regroup. Cross ice pass, nice pick off by Hayden Rivette. Offside, hits the linesman, slows it down. Hayden Rivette now is going to gain the line. Nice step through. Lance Brown now helping him as well. Hayden Rivette bumps his man, controls. Here comes Hayden Rivette. Nice punt. Oh, just missed that one. That was Emmett Guest as Blaine has had to sprawl for that one. Lost his stick. Up high. Nice save by Blaine on that one as it was shot up high without his stick into the arm. Blaine now gathers his stick in behind the play as the Wranglers regroup. Coming up on the 9-minute passing mark of the third period. 3-2 Wranglers here at the ranch. Long pass, knocked down, controlled by Blake Wood. He's going to take this one in. He'll step through the outside. If he gets a chance, he'll shoot it. He does. Off the crossbar! Oh my, Blake Wood just rafed that one. Now it's a foot race. As Manikoff goes back, tries to battle his man. He gets the puck and spins away. Brown now goes behind the net. New York tries to work this one out. Busy sticks and feet again. Out come the Wranglers. Flick pass up high. Rivette tries to touch that one through. He can't get it. New York controls. Nice hard hit by Rivette on the outside. As your captain just missed that assignment, back comes New York. And called offside as we'll go back and take a look at that crossbar hit by Wood. As you see, Wood cut right through the middle here. He takes a side step. He walks in, and there's the release right there, right off the crossbar. This game is still 3-2 as the Wranglers control, trying to get this one out off the linesman who's inside the line, keeps the puck alive in play. Wranglers gather this one up halfway through the third period. Long shot, icing now.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Haymakers in Kingston refers to Haymakers Urban Kitchen, a family-friendly canteen and catering service located inside the Investia Center.
Face off, controlled by New York. As Neal gathers that one just over halfway through the third period, 3-2 for the Wranglers. Next game for the Wranglers is right here on November the 9th as Montreal's in town. Another big game for the Wranglers. As the bouncing puck there grabbed by Neal, and he hangs on to that one. These next kind of games for the Wranglers pivotal for points as they're just behind New York. This would be a huge win for the Wranglers as now it's a 2-on-1. They work on the outside. This is Saber. He works into the corner, can't work this one out. David Duggan now gives support in behind the net. Now he battles his man hard. Hard stick work by David Duggan. Given support by Steven Saber. Nice hit. New York has to work this one out. New York now works it through the neutral zone now, 1-on-1. They work on the outside. Quick shot, easily gloved by Neal as he took a second look at that one. As you can see, they worked that one in. Became a foot race on the outside. Neal steps up and easily grabs that one. Keeps it within one. As the Wranglers try to get this one out, now they do. This is Garley. Ryan Miracle on the forecheck on that one. He hits his man against the board. They work this one back. Off a stick. Turned over by New York. They're going to bring this one in. Quick shot off a stick to the outside. Dershire missed the net on that. New York works D to D now. Tries to work it low. Knocked down by Theo Dershire. They try to get this one out, and now the Wranglers do. Miracle just missed that one off a leg as the D spin back around. Dershire now tries to get this one. He can't. In comes New York now. Now they bang this hard against the boards. Now they get it out as Ty Wood now works his man deep. New York now gains control. This is Turner going to cut through the neutral zone. Almost hit hard right in the neutral zone by Ty Wood. New York now again back out. As Aiden Sager throws a hit. Here's a breakaway. Scores. As everybody kind of pinched forward on that one. They got in behind as we're 3-3 at 8:09 of the third period. Lance Brown, Hayden Rivette, and Guest now come out on the forward line. As the New York forward just got behind the D and worked their way in. 3-3 here, 8 minutes remaining of the third period. Wranglers now control. Guest misses that one, long dump in. Puck is slowed down. This is Blake Wood now. He's going to move this up. This is Hayden Rivette now. Tries to work his way around. He does. Hayden Rivette throws a big check in the corner. Kept it at the line. Long tip. Loose puck. Has two high sticks and no call from the official on that one. As Emmett Guest got hit in the face. He was called earlier for high sticking, but no call back. As the puck was loose and both defensemen came in for New York. Wranglers going to slow this one down. 7:20 remaining of the third. 3-3. Hayden Rivette tried to step up. He's interfered with. New York gathers it up. This is Moore. Shoots this one out. Bouncing puck. Nice spin move by Wood. Rivette now carries this one through. He's going to step all the way in. Still has bodies with quick shot. Oh, Blaine, nice save. Scores! That went off a defenseman. That went off Duffy's leg. And that's going to go to Hayden Rivette. What a lucky bounce. But Hayden Rivette will take it. As we'll go back and watch this bouncing puck. As it just came in, loose. Hayden just off the foot of the defenseman over the shoulder of Blaine in the back of the net. And it is 4-3 for the Wranglers. Yeah, Duffy. Yeah, I know. But Hayden Rivette will take that. Wranglers now still pressing. And that took a funny bounce. As the captain, David Duggan, tried to step up on that one. Grimbleby now backing up. New York comes 3 wide. Quick shot. Neal's going to grab this one at 6:32 remaining of the third period. 4-3 for the Wranglers. Gotta take Jared downstairs.
Gotta take Jared downstairs.
He can't be up here.
It's gonna take you time to get him down there.
New York now wins this one. Nice play as the Wranglers step up on their men there. They're going to work hard around the outside. Ty Wood now battles. Kept on the outside. Grimbleby tries to slap this one out in the zone. Oh, what a save by Neal. As from this angle, it looked like he was beaten, and he reached back and grabbed that one. As we touched on earlier, last year, the Wranglers were second in the league for most shots against. This year, they're mid-pack, which is beautiful. And if you get a goaltender like Austin Neal a chance to even get half of those shots down, he's going to stop them all the time. Now this is Emmett Guest. Now he's willing. He's got a body with him. Here's Brown. Nice save by Blaine. As that was a nice read by Emmett Guest as they work around the outside. Support now given. No call by the official on that one as Hamilton poked Guest right in the back of the leg. This is a very chippy game right now. Guest turns this one back around. Oh, here's Rivette with a lucky chance on this one. Walks in. Oh, just missed wide. Out comes New York now. 2-on-2. 5:30 remaining of the third. 4-3 for the Wranglers. Nice hit by Lance Brown. Missed assignment there as they work this one out. And they're going to call that one icing, even though it was just missed by the defenseman.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by the Merchant Tap House. Our historic building houses a unique, laid-back, and comfortable dining experience with one of the largest outdoor patios in town.
Face off to the right-hand side of Neal. 5:26 remaining of the third. Face off, won by Lance Brown, bounced out, now controlled. Here comes the Wranglers, tripped. No call again. Stick was left on the ice after the face-off by the linesman. Long shot. Neal's going to block this one right back to his defenseman. Keeps it playing. Wranglers going to back up long, outside pass off the foot as Sauvé tried to get this one through. Kicks a stick away from the New York player, no call. Sauvé controls this one on the half board. He's got Duggan with him. This is David Duggan now in behind the net, tries to work it out. Too many bodies there as Sabre gets bumped off. Out comes New York. It's 2-on-4, lots of bodies back for the Wranglers. Turnover, out come the Wranglers again. 1-on-4, this is Jershard. Drop pass to David Duggan, quick shot. Blaine's going to handcuff him, but he gets a control and knocks it off to the side. In the feed, the New York player slapped down, controlled. Sabre's going to shoot it into the corner now. David Duggan, reverse hit. Works hard in behind the net now. He's going to force this one out. He does. Given help by Aiden Sager. Oh, almost went off the defenseman again in the net. And the defenseman turns. That was Duffy. That'd be a tough night for him, but it was more. Kept in at the line by Wood. That's Blake Wood. Out comes New York. They're going to high fly this one. Now it's a foot race. Took a funny bounce. New York's going to change with 1-4 checker. 4 minutes remaining of the third period. 4-3 for the Wranglers here at the ranch in Kingston, Ontario, Canada. Out comes Ryan Miracle. He's going to work on the outside. He's got a quick shot. He'll step in. Nice shot. Blaine's going to kick that one to the outside. Now controlled. Little hook shot there. Releases. He gets through as Ty Wood works his way in. New York 2 wide now. Nice back checking by the Wranglers. Wranglers now get this one in. That was Blake Wood that got it in. Blaine has to play his own puck. Out comes New York now. They're 4 wide, 4-on-3. 3 minutes remaining of the third. Shot off the blocker of Neal. He knocks that wide back to the defenseman from New York. Can't find the outlet pass. Too many bodies again. Wranglers blocking up that shooting lane. Foot race on the side. That was Rose. Rose gets this one out. Now it's Miracle and Rivette. That was offside by 3 miles. Just a few. Timeout being called. And we will head to a quick commercial break. Again, thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear
This
TV.
Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Bar Homes, with 70 years of deeply rooted history in the construction industry of Kingston and the surrounding areas. The Bar family is pleased to help local family create their legacies by sharing our expertise and excellence in building. This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Union Kitchen and Cocktails on Princess Street is your one and only spot for handcrafted cocktails, artisan pizza, handmade pasta, and fresh starters. There is something delicious for everyone.
We'll be watching for Blaine from New York to head to the bench. 2:44 remaining in the third period, 4-3. Face-off won by New York. Pushed back, though. Miscommunication by the D. Forward check by Lance Brown. He chases his man in. They have to work back. New York has to regroup. Lance Brown on the forward check. Does a great job. Now they're backing up. Hayden Rivette, Guest are all back. As well as Rose and Grimbleby. Neal's going to block down the outside. Puck is whistled as it got stuck under the netting. 2:18 remaining. Face off the left-hand side of Neal, down in the far end. Face off, won and controlled by the Wranglers. Out comes Sabre. Long dump in. As New York tries to get this one out, they finally do. 2 minutes remaining. There goes Blaine to the bench. Now extra attacker on for New York. Wranglers work this one low. David Duggan now. He's going to control. He's going to carry this one. He's going to shoot for the empty net. And scores David Duggan with the long distance shot. As the Wranglers take a 5-3 lead. As again, David Duggan's just going to grab this one. Has lots of time when he spins. And he's going to turn and just fire this one right here. You see him step out. He's got lots of time. And the puck comes all the way down the ice and into the empty net. Randy said it was the easiest goal he ever had to record. New York now going to keep battling. Blaine looking to the bench to go again. No signal from there. Shot off the top of the crossbar into the corner. 1:22 remaining of the third period. New York looking long distance shot off a body. Rose kicked that into the corner. Tried to flick this one out. Kept in by New York. Blaine's yelling for the bench. Still no answer from the New York bench. 5-3 for the Wranglers. New York now steps in. Quick shot. Neal grabs this one and hangs on to it. A little rough play out front of the net.
This Kingston Wranglers broadcast brought to you by Baja Craft Kitchen, inspired by the collective culinary journey of its founders. With a passion for fresh flavors, we offer thoughtfully crafted cuisine and creative cocktails.
Face off, won by New York. Shot in, long dump in pass. Neal's going to stand up and hang on to this one with 58 seconds remaining. New York going for the late change. Nope, they're going to separate this one all the way back. Should also kick the center out for this one. New York trying to delay some time here. Goalies out, 6 players on the ice for New York. 5-3 Wranglers. As New York works to the outside, nice breakup pass by Guest. Guest gets this one out, he does. Lance Brown can't get this one down. Lots of Wranglers back as they try to get this one out. Long dump in pass, icing is waved off. All 5 Wrangler players. Rivette's going to push this one a little bit. He's speedy enough to get back though. He hits his man against the boards. As New York now comes out on one of their last rushes, 30 seconds remaining in the third. Nice breakup pass by Neal. Lance Brown just skated through his man there. As that's another icing, 19.7 seconds remaining. (5-3) for the Wranglers. Face off now to the left-hand side of Neal. Face off won by New York, but controlled by Guest. Guest is going to take a shot. He hits the empty net as well, as that's Emmett Guest's first goal of the year, as he gets that monkey off his back. as they're on the empty net. And you see the hard play there as Emmett Guest battles. He sees he's got time. He's going to flick this one out all the way down right into the center of the net. As we enter the last 10 seconds now, 6-3 for the Wranglers. They're going to wade this icing off. They're not going to kill this one. 1 win is a win. 2 wins is pretty nice. Do we call 3 wins a streak? The Wranglers are undefeated at home 3 games in a row. As the Wranglers are looking, as tradition here, as they're trying to signal them over here. As tradition, here come the Wranglers down to Victor's Corners, and they're going to celebrate with Jared. This tradition started last year as they celebrate with Jared, the 22nd member of this team. What a great game by the Wranglers. What a great opportunity. And something we're going to touch on here in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining us here on Black Bear TV. 6-3 Wranglers. As the home streak continues for the Kingston Wranglers. And for the Kingston Wranglers, I'm Bill Newman. We will catch you next week as Kingston hosts Montreal V's 6-3, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.